And with that, folks, we're in to the final set of the night. Much over an hour later than we were meant to start. Unfortunately, we had some long games in the other set, not only going to all 3 games, but yeah, it was a long set. I am Llama Down Under. Once again, this time I'm going to be joined by PQMZ. How you doing?
Bad. Either I'm finally casting instead of hanging around, not sure what's happening.
Yeah, the games were long. It's gonna be some casting action finally. But we now have Archon versus Team Leviathan. Leviathan beat out C9, albeit with a stand-in, and when I interviewed Jenkins yesterday, he said he was feeling confident against Archon because they feel like C9 is the harder opponent. So hoping they can give us a good showing. But Leviathan already getting the Ember Spirit, a really desired hero right now in Dota.
Yeah, they played it, was it all 3 games yesterday?
Yes.
It was all 3, wasn't it?
100%.
Yeah. And they played it pretty well in the last 2, so they have a similar performance today.
Yeah, it's certainly...
Go on.
No, I was gonna say, it's certainly a hero that can be explosive, that's all. You should go ahead.
I like the fact that Lich is being picked up more, but I still feel the heroes don't really see the impact too much watching. I think it's much more of a, you have to be in the game to feel how much the hero's annoying you. So I'm not sure how much it's actually having an impact, but it's nice to see like a different hero that hasn't been in a very long time.
Yeah. So, Lich Tusk, nice pickup. Gonna be a hell lane for whoever's meant to be farming up there for Leviathan. And I don't know if it's a safe lane Ember. I don't know if it's an off lane. Actually, this is funny. So Leviathan really like drafting the Wyvern. They have a good win rate with it. I can't exactly remember the number, but it's one of their more drafted heroes. And I'm actually a bit surprised now that I think about it that they got the Ember Spirit first, but it may have also been a block pick. Monkeys Forever, I think, very good on the hero.
I think most people are really comfortable with the hero now ever since.
You cut out a bit. You may need to move your mic closer. We'll put on a push-to-talk, not voice.
Better?
I don't know. It's just that you were cutting out in the last bit. Everything in the last thing you said, we didn't hear.
I don't know why it's doing this. It's in the same position it always is.
Do you use push-to-talk or voice activation?
Voice activation.
Yeah, it could just be that it's not picking it up for some reason. So.
I'll have a quick mess in settings for TeamSpeak.
See what works. And either way, we've got Quap, Undying banned out. They don't want even more of a hell lane. And the Darkseer, which certainly is a potent combo with Ember Spirit and Wyvern already. But Archon got that last ban. I wonder if it'll be Night Stalker, who feels like he's dropped off a lot.
10 seconds.
I think Leviathan could definitely use a Night Stalker here. Probably not so much Archon.
5 seconds remaining.
It would be a bit clunky with having Tusk, Night Stalker, and Lich. It would be doable though, because it's really good against both Ember and Wyvern in the early stages of the game.
Yeah. So, and it's certainly something where Archon, just a Lich can be really powerful in lane. Also, they have the whole, I can kind of run the Lich mid and be a pain. You know, that type of thing, where you actually just bring hell to the mid lane. I don't know, I feel like a Lich is very, very flexible for this Archon lineup. And it's a Huskar ban out. We saw that wreck face, or I saw that wreck face very earlier this morning. This is my 6th game of the day. So, yeah. Had some early morning Huskar action, people sneaking that into the draft, and certainly nice to get rid of it if you're not going to pick it up.
Through that hero, honestly, I hope it gets removed from Dota.
Yeah,
if I could pick one hero, I would pick Huskar. I
think most people would pick Techies.
But Techies isn't relevant anymore, it's just annoying in pubs. So I don't have to play anymore, luckily. But Huskar, oh my god, that is the bane of my competitive life right there.
Yeah. He's certainly a bit of a pain, and you have to either ban him out or be very careful about giving them heroes that heal him up greatly, like the Wyvern, like the Dazzle. And speaking of which, Dazzle is still in here. They could certainly do something with it, but instead, we've got a Magnus.
Something Archon looks to draft a lot. I don't think I've seen them play before with this roster.
Yeah, this is the new roster. I've seen Monkeys Forever play this. I believe I've also seen Moo play this, but how well it's going to go for them, I think, is a very interesting question. And, I mean, I'm not also seeing... You want some damage to follow up on your Magnus. They haven't picked or showed what hard carry they're getting right now. Yes, Lich ulti can bounce around nicely here, but they need something else, so... Maybe even just a Jug. You know, he's a nice safe pick. He'll get good Omni Slashes off in the Mag ult.
Yeah, would be good duo. But I think the Mags, like, it's a really early pick here, so they obviously are looking to mask what their other two heroes are, but I just feel like the hero's not particularly good when the opposing team know they're up against it. It's just not a staple hero like it used to be. Especially because I feel like it's going off lane. If it's mid, it's not as bad.
Yeah, definitely. It's rough. The cooldown on Skewer is ages.
Dire team pick.
So
30
yeah.
seconds the entire way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 30 seconds. So it's going to be a Lina instead. Do you think this is a support or a mid Lina?
At the moment, I'd favor it to be a support because of how the lanes are looking up. You want a stronger support that can offer some kill potential when they have like a dual off lane. It's also pretty good
10
at
seconds remaining.
comboing with the Ember. And the heroes aren't that tanky either right now, so if she gets a good start early, she can snowball pretty hard and become like a third or fourth core, depending what else they pick.
Yeah, 100%. She can be really painful. Ember Spirit, the Wyvern Winter's Curse can set up nicely for her Light Strike Array to have more stun, and then Dragon Slave, there's just a nice lot of damage. Yeah, you have the Winter's Curse, 70% damage reduction for people hitting the cursed unit, but she should be able to set up the Light Strike Array after it nicely and chain the two together, so well done.
Laguna Blade doesn't give a damn about the 70% reduction because the
Radiant
target
team pick.
gets hit, so...
Well, yeah, you'll cast it on
Venno.
the cursed target, but Venno, Archon have been running this, and yeah, very comfortable with this hero. I've seen Monkeys Forever play it in mid. It's a weird mid hero because you definitely cause a lot of pain. You pop out the wards, but you can't really leave mid lane to gank or anything.
This is such a weird draft to play
10
against.
seconds
You know, you
remaining.
can tell they want one super hard carry, so whether it's anti-mage or
5 seconds
Jug
remaining.
could also work, I guess it's a bit more fight-based. Favor them right now.
Reserve
Yeah.
time.
Anti-mage could also work though, because there's not too much to catch Leviathan right now.
Yeah, and they have been playing quite a bit of Venomancer. Not as much this patch. They've only got one game, but they definitely won on it, so very comfortable with that. They actually play a lot of Tusk, Queen of Pain, and Broodmother. So they've got the Tusk. Brood was banned out, of course. Both Monkeys Forever and Moo can play that. Monkeys has played it mid and been a really disgusting mid-player picker. And, yeah. But this Venno could be... did you already mention how it could be support?
I don't think I did, but I'd favor it not support, purely on the fact that they have Tusk and Lich already. And I feel like this game, Venno doesn't do anything as a support. The cores are pretty mobile. The supports don't particularly care about what you do. You don't have a super strong lane to be in, so I'm thinking it's just going to be mid. Because it can punish both Storm and Ember in like the earlier levels. They don't have the
5
easiest
seconds
time
remaining.
dealing with him until they have the kill potential at level 6.
Yeah, so...
Reserve time.
It's a really weird... I agree with you. It's really weird. Venomancer is just a big pain in general, though. So I don't know how this is going to go. I'm a bit surprised. I'm also a bit worn out. You can clearly hear it. My tea is brewing, folks. I'll be more awake as this game progresses, as I get caffeinated. I promise. So
10 seconds
just-
remaining.
coming off the back of hour-long games doesn't lead to the most awake of llamas. So now for Archon, they could pick up a strong support here. How do you feel about their lockdown? Oh, okay.
Radiant team.
As I say, how do you feel about their lockdown? Well, this Phantom Assassin having a free Battle Fury in the Magnus RP. How do you feel about those crits?
I'd say it's probably the best option they could have gone for, all circumstances considered. It gives them exactly what they need from a hard carry, and being able to fight early is really important in this game, I feel like.
10
I think
seconds
it was
remaining.
Leviathan the other day who ran like the Quap and Storm as their cores.
5
Yeah.
seconds
Game
remaining.
3. They played the Storm really well, so they're thinking the same thing this game where there's not much
Reserve
lockdown.
time.
It's a pretty easy Storm game, same for Ember. I wouldn't be too surprised. Wait, no. No way they'll be picking up the IO like they did the other day, so scratch that idea.
Hey, you never know. They could try for it. But do you just not think the IO is viable here because of RP and so
Then
on?
they'd have some weird offlane Ember.
Yeah.
The clock makes a lot more sense. Unfortunately, none of the heroes are particularly good at dealing with PA minus Lena, but she's a support, so she's not going to come online for quickly.
Yeah, and something else I have to say I like here for I'm really liking Archon's lineup, but so I still do like this Storm Spirit Ember. I think you can certainly get a lot of pickoffs with the Storm, make enough room for that other spirit, and certainly with a Clockwork as well, you're gonna slay. At the same time, you take one bad team fight and they are gonna roll your faces.
Really hard for them to deal with the PA though, so if she's active early, I don't think it's going to be too easy for them.
Yeah.
However, if they can just keep getting on the Veno or the Lich and don't clump up too much, they can still play the pick off and split push game.
BKB timings are going to be really interesting here, I think, for Leviathan, because certainly it blocks a lot of damage from Veno, you can deal with Lich a bit, but also I think something interesting with the BKB is it does counter Phantom Lancer from the standpoint if she can't blink on you, and then she doesn't have a way of getting up to you and damaging you. So, whether they decide to instead go for Lincolns, just because of how some of this damage is, or whether they do decide for BKBs or a pipe or whatever, it's going to be interesting to see how much PA is able to close that gap, whether maybe she goes a Basher for some, maybe lockdown on Ember Spirit, although that's very difficult to achieve.
Basher's a pretty standard build on PA now. The exchange with Dagger, especially when you have a mag as well. You don't feel the need to get the farming tool. You probably just want a kilo drums, stick, maybe a full wand, treads.
I think she'll go it. I just don't think she will get the lucky bashes like before the Ember Remnants away. Is what I meant.
Oh, there's new PA items out.
New PA items. This is an old PA item, friend. This is
no.
The hair?
Arcana's old, but isn't the E set really new?
I have no idea. I don't hats. So we've got early TPs.
Oh my god, you're dead to me. Hats are the main reason I like pubbed when I used to play. It was like, oh my god, I got this new hat. I have to play with it.
Yeah, I don't. They're they don't exist, right? They're like, they're pixels. Anyway, Newsham in a bit of a bad spot. Oh, sorry, Flying Zebra in a bit of a bad spot. He's gonna walk it off. I don't actually know if they saw that Flying Zebra also placed a ward. Flying Zebra should have a good idea that there's a ward around here. It's hard to de-ward this area, but, you know, he should have an idea of it. And a nice little ward here to protect their offlaner. But let's get into introductions. On Leviathan, we've got Flying Zebra on that Wyvern. Ember Spirit, being played by Shibi. Lena is going to be played by Newsham. Storm Spirit, played by Francis. And finally, Jenkins on that Clockwork.
For Archon, we've got Jo on PA. Whitebeard on Lich, Fluff and Stuff on Tusk, Monkeys Forever on the Magnus, and Moo on the Cancermancer.
That is a name. So he's also got a I like this set, it's kind of pretty. So I don't mind looking at the hats, but I don't collect them or anything. So, anyway.
It's probably better for your economy that you don't collect them, they are very addictive.
I play this game because it's free. That's actually how I got into Dota back when I was finishing uni and very poor-ish, but that is neither here nor there. Magnus gonna be chillaxing. I feel like this matchup actually in favor of Magnus almost with the Storm nerfs.
Don't pressure the Storm at all though, so Storm's just gonna be able to do what he wants.
Yeah, they're both gonna get all the farm, it feels like.
The biggest issue though is Mag doesn't transition out of the lane as well. Like, he doesn't clear stacks as efficiently. He definitely can. And his RP is on a really long cooldown, so he can't really look to get too active. Whereas the Storm's happy to just farm, so I think I'd rather have the Storm here, but Mag's obviously got his purpose with the PA.
Yeah, and once again, Leviathan always
like
seems to... Yeah, but this always happens, right? I think you were here as well when they talked about the dress and going on dates.
Yeah, where's the Lena dress? This one's ugly. We want the good Lena.
So this is like Leviathan. Every game talks about going on dates, but it looks like Jenkins, he's in a lot of trouble. He's got the battery assault, but he is just dead. Goodbye, First Blood. Jenkins is down. Yeah, rip Jenkins indeed. Now, Francis on the Storm Spirit having a grand old time against the Magnus, and I just thought maybe Magnus could play back and get skewers and get all the farm he needed, not actually suffer that much, but yeah, he's clearly having a lot of trouble with this overload and not getting as much with skewer, even though he is bottle crowing? No? He's just bottling.
Gonna secure the rune now.
Yeah. So getting some help with that. On rotations for Leviathan, you obviously want to shut down Jo. Jo is down here in the bottom lane, so you can run your tri-lane on top of him. They found the ward, so they have some good chances for killing here, I feel.
They have to find the Lich, but he's gonna play really far back, and the PA can always just blink away. So I highly doubt they'll get any kills.
We have a snowball in on mid onto Francis. Monkeys Forever has an invis, and they have enough damage though. He takes the skewer, and actually Francis might be able to turn this around, doing quite a bit of damage. Nobody gets a kill anywhere, and the courier's fine. So a bit of a misplay, I think.
Luckily, the mag's just gonna be up. Actually, the chicken's not close, so he's gonna be out of regen for quite a while. It's gonna limit his ability to actually farm outside of shockwaving.
And Clockwork having a bit of go on him, but just gonna be able to pop those cogs. Taking a snowball to the face though, and will this slow be enough? Ice shards as well. Jenkins will be our second blood too. Really having a rough time up in this lane.
Husky's really good against Clock, and Veno in general is just best heroes at dealing with offlaners. LA offlaners at least. That's so much harass. You can't ever really get up into your lane and feel comfortable.
Yeah. So Jenkins having a rough time there. Francis now a little bit low, but his bottle, yeah, he'll have the bottle growing back out to him. And this bottom lane, I think, going to be the decider. It feels like mid lane kind of tied, maybe a bit favor of Leviathan. Top lane clearly won for Archon, but which way this bottom lane goes might decide the tide of the game. But as you pointed out, they can't touch this Lich. They can't touch Jo with this ice armor. They tried to Arctic Burn Jo, and just nothing happened.
It's actually really interesting that they're doing this, and they're kind of sacrificing a bit of the PA's farm to limit the Ember's farm. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't have more CS. Like, sure, the Lich is denying a creep every 40 seconds, but he should have, like, perfect CS outside of that. He shouldn't be pressured at all. Like, what the PA's doing now shouldn't be allowed to happen. What's are going for the rune instead, so they're trading the Ember's farm for, like, other things on the map.
Yeah, and Whitebeard's
actually going to be able to kill the Lich here.
Yeah, if they can catch him out. They have the Arctic Bone as well, but he's just going to TP. Where is the liquid? Oh, the Light Strike Array is not there. Oh.
Could definitely have hit that if he got here and stunned her.
Yep, but went around the wrong way, and a nice early TP out, saving his life. So Archon already at a bit of a lead. It's nothing to write home about. We've got lots of game ahead of us, but Archon certainly starting out well. So,
double mid.
Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, pushed into the tower. He's level 5. He's dropping a lot of damage with these ice shards. He does manage to walk away, but Skewer to finish him off. Light Strike Array going to be off the mark as well. I think if she hit that Light Strike Array, they would have gotten a kill, because there was a rocket flying in too.
Really nicely timed rotation by Fluff, though. Realizing the storm's just about to hit level 6. That's actually the only time you're going to be able to kill him in this game. Unless he really overextends.
Yeah, definitely.
Now there's RP up, they could maybe... there's no way they'll kill him before he gets one creep of experience.
What are your objectives here if you are Archon? Are you looking to shut somebody down? I mean, it does feel like they don't exactly have an early game push lineup in any way, shape, or form. Other than the Veno, I guess. Like, you got Veno, but then the rest of your heroes, you need a Blink Dagger on Mag. You want PA to get quite a bit of
bottom
harm.
as well. They're gonna catch the Ember.
Yeah, they're gonna catch him, but maybe they're gonna... No, they get the beautiful Ice Shards. Again, these Ice Shards doing mad work, and Shibby takes one more to attack. That's not gonna work. Flying Zebra might die too. Tries to Arctic Bone, but the Ice Shards being gone just means he's probably inevitably gonna fall. And this is really bad. 0 and 6.
Oh, he couldn't quite buy his boots before he died. That's hard life as a support.
Yeah, they're gonna take a go onto Moo. He doesn't have a lot of health here. He eats a mango though, and now he's burning them down. I don't know if he actually gets Newsham here with all these wards around. Newsham may die to all these wards. He's got 10 monster charges, so never mind. But that was rough.
An important kill for them.
Yeah, definitely. And
Monkeys
let's see,
is
Monkeys is
actually
gonna
in
skewer,
trouble.
but who gets it? Monkeys gets the invis, but he uses the RP and one more auto attack, and he's killed off Francis. He is not in trouble at all. 7-1. In favor of Archon. They are wrecking this game. A very explosive start. More than a kill a minute for Archon, and all of their lanes now looking quite won.
Yeah, that's all on Fluff. Like, these lanes were going pretty standard. He's just made the right rotations at the right times. Being very good game sense of where the wards are, where he should be at right times. Really nice to see. His Tusks normally don't get this much done across all 3 lanes. He's just free to do what he wants this game.
So Fluff doing a really good job. His Ice Shards have also been on point, and Mag getting closer and closer to that blink. He's about halfway there, a little under half. Oh, he bought up something else instead. He had about 1,000 gold, so I don't know where that went. And they're getting a top tower, so going to help Mag get bigger and bigger. Gets the deny. Well played, but Clockwork may have paid for his life. How worth it is it if he does get out here? Oh, he's got TP rotations. He actually gets fluff and stuff in the cogs, but not in tower range. Can Lena do enough damage? Here comes the Arctic Burn as well, but he's not ticking down from the poison fast enough. He'll eventually die here, I'm pretty sure, for Jenkins. Can they deny him? Deny Jenkins? They don't manage to, and are they going to pick up Moo as well? They do. I think eventually worth it, but if they could have denied Jenkins as well, a bigger kill.
Definitely worth it, because at the moment, you look at the fact that the Ember and the Clock are 4th and 5th on their team, and Lena's 2nd. Sorry, 3rd and 4th. Instead of 4th and 5th. And the Lena's 2nd, that's really surprising.
Yeah.
That's all from the Tusk kills, honestly.
And now Storm Spirit seeming to have some trouble in mid after those 2 deaths, and yeah, he's suddenly not at the level advantage anymore. Now, this Phantom Assassin, she is hard to gank.
He's actually gonna die here.
Oh, yeah, he's taking...
that was really close.
He went
That was
down
a
to
sick
about
idea
50.
from
He's is he gonna get punished? I don't know if you can get punished. You're just gonna get skewered again. How does he have the damage? He actually zips up all the way to the high ground. I don't think he needed to zip up there, and now he can't zip back. In the meantime, Phantom Assassin kills off Shibby on the Ember Spirit, and they're...
Radiant's bottom
I don't want to jinx it because I just had some long ass games, but oh gosh, it looks like Magnus is going down. Oh my! Sorry, I was grabbing my cup of tea. I'm sorry, that is not skewer. I keep saying use the skewer. I mean shockwave, folks. I've been saying skewer instead of shockwave, haven't I?
Radiant's bottom tower
Use for
is under
skewer.
attack.
Use the skewer.
Radiant's
But
bottom tower
yeah,
has
just looking like Archon getting a lot of good things all over the map. It's stopping the bleeding with a few of those kills.
I don't think it's enough at all, though. If they just play like slightly more disciplined on the solo lanes, group up, as they're doing bottom now, they can apply a lot of pressure around the map.
Yeah, do you just go for towers, work on getting that Blink Dagger up on Mag?
As soon as Moo gets his mech, I don't think they can lose a fight unless he gets bursted down from Lena ulti. And she actually has that really early, so I expect them to look to smoke and use it, of him just sitting around mid playing really defensively right now.
I think he was hoping that Magnus would come in and do something, but maybe not as concerned. There's going to be a haste, though, and it's going to be hard to lock him down there. France is having trouble even on this bottom lane.
He should just smoke like this now and go kill the PA. That's all he needs to do. He cannot be sitting around mid at this point.
And they've got a snowball onto Francis. They don't use... Fluff doesn't have the Walrus Punch yet, and he TP's out on... And they managed to kill off Monkeys Forever on the Magnus mid. They do use that Laguna Blade that you were so wanting them to pop.
As it's not the... I guess it's an alright kill. Anything's good for them at this point, and delaying the blink from Mag's ideal.
So, gonna buy them some more time. If this goes super late game, I feel like the RP, well, if it goes super late game, we've talked about this before, Storm Spirit, super hard carry, not something you can really deal with. And Ember Spirit has a lot of damage output, especially with that cleave. On the other hand, the RP is always game breaking, and Phantom Assassin has crits and RNG on her side. So I think it's a bit hard to say exactly who wins in the late game.
If you're talking like 100+ minute, I don't think Archon can win. Just on equal farm.
I hope we don't go 100+ minutes. Whitebeard, he's caught out here. He actually stopped the TP,
That's
but
really
he doesn't
tough.
have the hook shot. And can he catch up to him? He's got the shoes working out, and here comes Remnant from the Ember Spirit. Could have he doesn't have any points in Sleight of Fist, so he'd actually have to walk up to him. Light Striker he misses. They're gonna get Whitebeard eventually, but he also drops the ult on them. Just, it's creep farming ulti.
I was really hopeful. I was hoping he didn't do it.
Why?
Hey,
You just think it's a waste, or?
Well, that ulti's just such a long cooldown at level 1, and generally that's what happens with it. You use it thinking, if I get some lucky bounces here, I can maybe get a turn kill when I'm dying, and it's just never worth it.
Yeah. So.
I mean, if he had got a kill there, I'd be saying otherwise, but it's just so luck-based, and there's no chance they don't split. So I'd like to see him save it and just use it to burst down some kills with like an RP or when Tusk gets his 6.
Yeah. Now, I was expecting this game to go a little bit differently. If the lanes were more even, I was expecting Leviathan to be in a good place to have Storm Spirit doing some work, picking off people around the map, maybe taking advantage of Clock's mobility as well. Do you think it's all up to smokes at this point for Leviathan?
I don't think so. They can definitely do things with
Whitebeard's taking
Lena,
a lot
and...
of damage, but he's got some follow-up coming in, and it looks like Shibby is the one who needs to get out. You were saying Wyvern?
Yeah, they can just do it with the 2 supports and the clock. They'll just have to move around as a trio and move to each of their cores respectively. They don't even need the cores if they're going for lower priority kills. Lena does so much damage at this point. Wyvern's level 7, so he's got as much damage as you need from him.
Oh, they hookshot! Yeah, they hookshot onto the almost dead Whitebeard and now just gonna wander away. A nice quick pick off there. I'm not quite sure how they scouted it.
Just rocketed
Happened
over here. I'm not actually.
Oh, they used the Winter's Curse in the middle with the Splinter Blast. Do they have any sort of follow-up for Mu? They've got a lot of damage, but he's gotten off that Poison Nova, and they have to kill him here, otherwise it is worth nothing. I think they'll get out, but none of them wanting to fight. They've been poisoned, Nova, and Lena, Nusha might just go down. Light Striker is going to hit Jo, but do they have the lockdown? He's in the cogs. If anybody TP's in, he can get out. Searing Chains are going to hit. There's the Lich Ult. Maybe wasn't too long, and Snowball picking up Jo, saving his life. Francis has an Invis Rune, luckily, but they've lost the Wyvern, and now Francis, what can he do? Shibby also in a terrible spot. They go for an after the shockwave. It doesn't kill anyone, and maybe Shibby can get out, but no, he's slowed up, and when you're slowed, the Remnant travels slowly too. No mana for an escape there, and even if he did, the Remnant would have just moved so slowly and barely gotten away. So what looked to be finally a good fight for Leviathan, completely toned around by Archon, and they didn't even use RP.
I feel like as soon as they killed the Venno there, they just have to piece it. If anyone dies on the way back, they have to accept it, but getting into a fight there, like, they got baited by the PA. If they didn't try to kill him at all, I think they'd have been fine. They would have just got the 1 kill and got away. Maybe the Wyvern would have died because of where he decided to run in out in range of the mag.
Yeah, so
Dire's top
we've
Saving
got...
Friend Syndrome.
We got Mechanism up on the Venno, as we talked about. The Blink... What? It must be on the Courier for mag. Yeah, there we go. Tusk also saving up a lot of gold because he isn't the mech carrier this game. I wouldn't be surprised to see him also get a Blink Dagger really early on. There'll be more saving his friends. I mean, Fluff and Stuff has been doing an excellent job saving his friends. The fact that Jo lived through that team engagement, I think mostly on Fluff and Stuff. And look at this Ward army right here. This is ridiculous.
No thanks.
Yeah, it feels really hard for Leviathan to push, right? You've got to kill someone, mainly the Venno, maybe push a different lane that he's in, get some pickoffs before you can make any work done, versus this Venno who just chills in a lane, pushes the shit out of it, and is really right annoying all around.
They really have to be careful the next few minutes because, as you say, they can't push. They literally can't do anything except split up and farm. Try to minimize their pickoffs and get their levels and items.
Yeah.
Right now, sure they can do like the occasional kill with their ults, but if they commit to a fight like they did mid, it's gonna go really badly for them. So they have to one and done everything for the next 15 minutes or so until Storm gets enough items that he actually feels comfortable balling in, getting a pick on the backlines and getting out, which is gonna need at least 2 items to do because of the recent nerfs. Ember's gonna need... Yeah, he's going to need damage to be able to contribute, and he also needs levels right now because he doesn't have anything in his slate. He's only level 8 at 15 minutes, which is really unfortunate for him.
Yeah, they put him in the safe lane. They were hoping to trade levels for farm, but he didn't really get either. And now they're also placing super deep wards. Fluff and Stuff has a smoke, making sure to ward up the side of Leviathan's map, and it looks like Jenkins may go down again. He walks by Fluff and Stuff. Fluff and Stuff knows someone's there, though, because his smoke broke. And let's see what he can find. Ice Shards? No, he's just gonna walk right into him. Snowball's coming out. There's the Venomous Gale, and Jenkins, he does pop out. Oh, gosh, but he takes a Lich Ulti. He actually hookshots forwards. Where is his backup, though? Dragon Slave isn't enough. She wants to Laguna Blade someone, but she's Warriors punched up. Newsham, Light Striker Ray is gonna hit, but you have to get the hell out of dodge, and I think she's dead anyway. Flying Zebra apparently going down on top as well. This is horrible, and Newsham gets nothing, destroyed by that Ice Frost Blast. They just lost 3 heroes all over the map. Jo getting a solo kill on their Wyvern, who should have Cold Embrace to help him with some of that. Of course, then he can't get away.
It wasn't a solo.
Oh.
What happened was they smoked, got this ward down, they tried to go on the PA, but he got fogged. Then the mag TP'd up top, the supports both tried to TP mid to help with the engagement, and this ward scouted out the Wyvern TP, the mag blinked, skewered, and then they just killed off the Wyvern. Bit of outplay coming from Archon, moving them around the map better.
Phantom Assassin gets another kill on the bottom lane onto Ember Spirit. So just really doing work. She's got 2k gold saved up. I don't know if this is going to be a basher or what, but she can finish a huge item here. And Leviathan, not even slowly, they are surely falling behind.
Yeah,
Oh, they've actually caught Whitebeard out of position. Can they get this kill? It looks like it. So Francis getting a much needed kill there for his team.
That's just the life of a support where you try to go ward without any in the area, trying to do your team justice. Normally doesn't work out that well.
So
I wouldn't be surprised to see a PA go Basher. She actually bought something, so I think, yeah, okay, so it's S and Y was another option I was contemplating, but I preferred the Basher.
yeah,
I
I
think
like
S
it.
and Y is just safer.
I like it for a little bit of lockdown, but as you mentioned, definitely more strength coming out of the Sanj and Yasha, and a little bit of move speed. But we have an engagement. Warriors Punch up onto Flying Zebra on that Wyvern. There are too many heroes here again. Is he going to get skewered backwards? No, they just blow the RP on him. Now there's the skewer. He is so dead. Gets a crit to finish it off, and they get another tower. Easy peasy. They're going to be trading top, maybe. How low is this guy? No, it doesn't look like Francis can do it. He can certainly back out if they rotate, but they are coming. And they are coming
Selena
fast.
needs to be really careful here.
Yeah. So
He
no
shouldn't die to
TP.
this.
She should realize that something funky is up, and yeah, Nushim is going to immediately TP, even cutting herself a little hole in the trees. But Francis, will he be in trouble here? He knows they're there. He should be able to just zap away, but leaving it really long, and yeah. Luckily, the Veno wasn't in place in the backlines. I think they tried to have Veno set up over here, but he just wasn't there in time on Moo.
That's such a low percentage kill, but it's fine with what they're doing. They went to push out the lane, now they're gonna farm the woods, push out. Maybe they look to group for the tier 2. They have the mech still. Moo's got his ulti ready. It's level 2 as well. Definitely go for it.
Yeah. We've got Blink Daggers up on Tusk, up on Magnus. Venomance is working towards his Ags. He can get a Blink too if he feels so inclined. And while we have the Blade Mail up on the Clockwork, he had to go the Tranquils, and so he's not very tanky. He can kill, like, maybe the Lich with the Blade Mail, but Phantom Assassin, since she went the Sanj and Yasha, she can just keep hitting him through the Blade Mail. She's fine.
Also pretty good against the Veno.
Yeah, but again, he's tanky.
Yeah, but it's extra damage that he otherwise wouldn't be providing, so I like the pickup. Not gonna be the best in these fights, but it's something. Could be magnificent though if like the Lich ulti constantly bounces to him.
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely maybe... I've seen that before, actually, where you can take advantage of Lich ulti bounces and pop your Blade Mail, but it's not easy, and certainly not easy with the low health. And Jo just getting this free Battle Fury to do Ancient stacks, so powerful.
Also Shadow Blade up on the Magnus now, which is really, really hard for Leviathan to deal with.
Yeah, this is a nice way to catch out Ember Spirit, where of course you blink in, he has that instant cost point Remnant away. But instead you're just going to Shadow Blade up and be able to catch him unawares. You can RP him, you can skewer him, you got options. So...
Another smoking up.
Yeah, game getting harder and harder
Dire's top tower is
for Leviathan.
Oh, the Rocket actually scouts the PA just as...
Oh, but it doesn't matter if they scout him. They got a snowball coming out on Jenkins. Walrus Punch up. He's popping that Blade Mail, and oh gosh, Nushim is here. But there's an Invis Monkeys Forever on top of you. The hook shot misses, trying to get to an ally, and they get the RP. Where's the skewer? They're coming back into the whole team. There's the Lich ulti bounces, and it is more than enough. They pick off Jenkins as well, and it is 9-20. Yes, Ember Spirit remnanted away, but this is rough. Francis on the top lane as well. If he is not careful, will he take a snowball to the face? They could still go in. He, of course, can remnant away. Can't get him into the Walrus Punch. Where's Fluff and Stuff going? For the Walrus Punch. I think he could use this here. Just buying some time. Now, Francis is going to jump forwards. He pops himself into the snowball. Francis needs to do another leap now, but he gets stunned instead. Okay, I'm really surprised he didn't get Walrus Punched up there.
That's just... He could definitely have killed him there if he played his cards slightly better, and also read where the snowball was going, but he's just making a lot of space right now, and Archon securing the Roche, securing the fact that 2-2 doesn't take any more damage. They're just playing this pretty safe right now. Go's probably going to finish up an item, and then they're going to look for the tier 2s. Might go for tier 2s before, because he's about like 1.3 away from I'd consider him getting next.
Magnus shadow blading around again, but he's right under a sentry. Searing Chains comes off. Monkeys Forever has overstayed his welcome. That is a huge kill for them, and they are going to be very happy with that well-placed sentry coming out for Nushim. So
It's just a bit over-aggressive there. Without the RP, there's not too much kill potential on most of the heroes, so that's definitely going to give the PA a bit more time to farm up the recipe for a basher, and then they can go. Have to deal with the split push with one hero. Probably the Tusk.
We've got Tusk snowballing in, Francis again in a bit of trouble. Fluff and Stuff blinks forwards again, doesn't have any more lockdown right now, could throw out a casual Ice Shields, but I think that's going to be the end of that. And I wanted to point out that Lich has a Midas.
Good day to be a Lich when you can get a Midas in games like this.
Normally you are the 5 position support, I'm pretty sure he is here too, but still has a Midas. Gonna help him get levels, reduces that cooldown on Chain Frost. So,
The
really
Lich
nice
is
there.
really level dependent hero. So you want to have the Frost Armor or Ice Armor maxed. You also want the higher levels to sacrifice then your mana. And people have been going away from maxing the nuke at level 7 these days. So if you haven't got it leveled by then, you want to be getting it up so you have as much damage up as you can in team fights.
Yeah. Frost Armor, very powerful. Either way, we are 22 minutes in, 10 to 20. Big lead in net worth and experience for Archon. How do you get back into this as Leviathan? I feel like you have to buy, like, do you even have the mid game if you get a couple pickoffs?
No, definitely not. They have to look to invest in a gem ASAP and give it to their Storm so he can look to do what he's doing now, but he can do it a lot more safely as soon as he gets a gemma. Because they have wards like this that he can easily get rid of, which is also going to make Archon feel a lot more scared when they don't know if there's heroes behind him. Right now, he can die without a gem.
Yep. He gets very lucky on that blink away, and now there's the TP. They're not going to find him in time, even with the skewer. So, nice play from Francis. Everybody's keyed onto that Shadow Blade coming out of Magnus at this point.
That was just good game sense. He probably didn't have any vision of
Oh,
those,
gets the first hit bash on
off.
Shibby. You have to be kidding. And now, probably not going to actually jump up onto Clockwork, but Jo could kill him easily. Jo is tankier than this Clock, and instead just going to work on the creeps here. But yeah, Basher is online. Who is walking in there? What are you doing, Shibby? He just escaped, not thinking that they were all going to be there. I feel like you have to know from Jo's positioning. If Jo is playing that far up, there is a reason.
He had a remnant, so he just didn't think he'd die there.
Yeah, you have to know at this point, though, they've got Walrus Punch, they've got Snowball. That is more than enough lockdown to catch you if you get the lucky crits. And Bashes as well coming out of Jo. They're losing a mid tower here. In the meantime, the rest of Leviathan is trying to push up the other lanes.
This is what they have to do. Fortunately, the Wyvern needs to be back, like, already, so they can stop this high ground siege, but he's opting to get greedy for creeps instead, which is gonna make them lose their tier 3 pretty much, or at least a lot of HP on it.
Yeah, this tier 3 going down quickly. Jo is a Mac truck. Jo is also ready to go in deeper if he needs, and this PA is looking unstoppable. Might take a Laguna Blade to the face, but probably actually happy about that. Aegis has only a minute left on it, and so Jo is keen to use it. He's just gonna get a Rax here at 25 minutes in. Hookshot onto the backlines, onto Whitebeard. The Cog's actually beautifully pushing Jo in, and at the same time, Francis trying to work on their backlines. Lich ulti bouncing, but stopping, and they've got a couple of kills, but there is the RP. Francis now taking quite a bit of damage. If they can kill off Jo on these front lines, the Dragon Slave ends up helping out enough, and Storm Spirit going in. They have overstayed their welcome on Archon. Can they get any more sort of return? Winter's Curse, long range on Mu, and here comes the Ember Spirit. They catch out that guy, and because of how far behind they are, they're getting all the big bounties on folks, and they've saved their racks. Well, just as I say that, the Venno Wards get it anyway. They've still got a team fight going on. Ember Spirit's going in ham. He doesn't have Flame Guard for another 3 seconds. He needs to play very carefully here instead of taking a shockwave. And now he's ready to go fight, but looks like Monkeys Forever does not want any of this. Very happy that they got that melee Rax.
Well, that's just bad discipline coming up from Leviathan, not realizing their axe was in danger there. If they'd have managed to hold that, which I believe they should have been able to anyway, despite the fact that their supports weren't ready for the high ground push. They obviously didn't expect it, otherwise they should have been back earlier. Getting the Rex in the end definitely makes it worth it. PA's not going to care about dying once, losing an Aegis when they get the Rex.
Definitely a team fight. It's hard to tell from the fight recap. Like, Leviathan got a lot of gold there, but now they have constant pressure on their mid lane, and it was the melee, not the range, so... The range
How big
also...
was the gold swing? I still don't see fight
3K...
recaps.
Oh, it's 3k gold in favor of Leviathan, but they lost a Rax, and it's something where this lane is always under pressure. Their ranged is probably just going to go down if they have to take a team fight outside of the base.
Fortunately, that's not a high enough number. However, Lilina does have an axe, so she's farming really well.
Yeah, and Francis
Actually,
may
no,
be in the danger zone. There is more than enough stuns. Walrus Punch, though, he waits, hoping for the lucky bash from Jo. Very greedy of them. And
It's actually a big problem when you play Tusk if you don't have the Walrus Punch already. What's the term for it? Autocast? Snowball, and you auto attack, and then you go to Walrus Punch afterwards, but you've already auto attacked. It waits for your next auto attack.
Yeah.
So he probably just didn't auto cast it there, otherwise there would have been epic chain. But I still think Storm would be fine without a bash.
yeah, now I think they've got some really sweet vision from Archon. They're really on to Francis's plan. They have that spot so they can see him constantly. And we have Lich, Whitebeard, being caught out again. He's gonna just go for the TP. Oh, Winter's Curse and the hook shot. I don't know if they used enough ults there on Leviathan, but they sure showed the hell out of that Lich. But yeah, I really like Archon's wards. I feel like this is really gonna help catch.
Do you see that bottom?
No, what happened?
The Centaur ran to deny the DD, Ember slight chained it, and then he got stunned by the Centaur. And
Up
it
top.
denied
Oh, did the RP actually go off there? Monkeys Forever now silenced up, whips the RP on Francis. Francis probably just gonna zip zap map away, but he is very happy with all the space he just created using the RP cooldown.
Yeah. That's why the Storm's gonna be able to do that this game. If he can them the next 20 minutes, I think it's gonna be, then they can maybe win this. Similar to yesterday, he's...
Oh goodness, they were getting a snowball and a Newsham in. Oh, but Jesus, Flying Zebra is dead. And now Jenkins is probably going down. He has the pushback, but they can just blink in. Yeah, they have vision. Goodbye, Jenkins. Hook shots over to the creeps. A nice attempt. Oh, the Cog's doing mad work. He force stuffs over to the other side, but they have vision of you because of that dagger. And now Jenkins going down. As you said, Rip Gem as well. That won't show up on the fight recap, but Storm Spirit trying to see who he can get here. Fluff and stuff on the backline should pop here, but these got backup. And actually, they've healed him up enough that the Soul Bone isn't going to do it.
Yeah, nice attempt though. He knows he's safe, like he can do this.
Yeah.
Making space. Fortunately now the tier 2's gonna go down because of where the creep wave is, and he needs to be looking to get to another lane. Gonna take him a while to heal up.
Yeah.
With that gem going down, like I feel like they should have been looking to pick this up early, but now they just lose it immediately. I think they only just picked it up. That needs to be on the Storm. He's the only one that doesn't die right now.
Yeah, we can
Wyvern can't be holding it.
Yeah, it's got 6 minutes till it gets back on cooldown, and yeah, Archon feeling great about the spot they're in right now. So
I believe they didn't buy gem themselves either, so that's just a free gem.
yeah, it is.
To provide a lot of map control.
You're always happy to get a free gem out of your enemies and getting rid of that whole Shadow Blade worry, because now you have the gem on your side. Lots of 4-staffs. I actually expected Monkeys Forever to go for a blink. Not sorry, for Moo to go for a blink to get off that Venomous Gale. Oh, sorry, not Venomous Gale. Poison Nova. He can get off the Venomous Gale too, but Poison Nova, of course, the biggest spell there. But instead, he goes
Actually
for
gonna get the Lich bottom.
Yeah, another kill on that guy. So Whitebeard's been dying a lot, but I mean, he's their support, and now they might actually be able to catch Moo. They catch him as well. Well done, suddenly. Although this is a very dead Jenkins, who a gem pops out of. Oh,
that's worth for sure.
Well, I mean, he just got it back and dropped his dust for it, and yeah, that's really sad.
They maintain the gem though. That's really big.
So of course, nice fight. While Leviathan definitely got the gold swing there, being behind and all, gem back into the hands of Jo, who has finished up his full Abyssal Blade at 30 minutes
now
into the
Francis
game.
can die, but he needs
should see it here.
Yeah, so now he's gonna have to play more carefully. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up like an ultimate orb or something to move towards the Lincoln, so the Abyssal doesn't catch him out, or the blink doesn't catch him out, so then have time to zip away.
Yeah. So either way, game calming down just a little bit. We actually have over a kill a minute.
Gonna break a smoke here if he stays. No? Maybe they're not smoking. It just looked like they were grouping up.
I don't know if they have one or whether they want to use it, given that they do have Shadow Blade on Monkeys Forever. He is going to just whiff on finding. He thinks Francis is TPing on the side shop, and no such luck. Now, Wyvern has a Ghost Scepter up. This is going to certainly help against the Phantom Assassin, but of course, then you're taking Venno business instead. And oh goodness, they have caught Francis. They have the Walrus Punch. Do they have more lockdown? He zips away, but into the waiting arms of the Venno. He needs to zip again and TP, and Francis gets out again. What big ultimates were blown this time? Did they blow RP for him again? They did.
Yeah, they missed. He
This is the
Like, to be
second
sure.
miss RP on Venno. On
Not easy.
Francis.
Like they're actually gonna find the Lich here.
Oh yeah, he's got dust, and can they do anything to Whitebeard? Falstaff's down. Hookshot is up, but of course he knows there's a lot of them around, and they don't have Francis with them since he had TP'd out to safety, so not sure if Jenkins is gonna do anything here.
Nice full stuff. Yeah. Especially with I'm not sure if his team was telling him turn to the ledge, I'm gonna force, or if he just knew his team had forces. I'd favor the latter one, but it's just nice to see.
A smoke rotation. It's gonna get broken. Clockwork gets the hook shot off. Immediate glimmer capes and four stops, but we have dust as well. And Francis now coming in, trying to be a pain, but he has PA on him, and he's just gonna go down. Those crits. There is the sleight of fist, but it is not enough damage. And here comes the venomous, the poison nova. It was too soon. They do manage to pick off Moo, but it is too little, too late. He already got off his big damage spell, and oh, look at that dagger fly. Look at it spin. Look at it go. Either way, they're gonna kill off Wyvern, even with that Ghost Scepter just delaying the inevitable. Can Jenkins get out of here? No, the Skewer stopping his TP, and it is a four-man wipe coming out for the lineup of Archon. This is not what you want. They were just doing a couple of good pickoffs, slowing down the game, and they're probably going to lose this ranged Rax as well.
They just realized RP was on cooldown, Lich ulti was on cooldown, feeling that the game's slipping out their grasp, and they probably know this is their best time to fight, if any. So I understand why they went for that. I was pretty sure it wasn't going to work. It looked decent for a while when they got the Winter's Curse on Moo, but he already got the ulti off. If they got the Winter's Curse on PA and could manage to burst it down, that would be...
And they're going to get a pick on Whitebeard here, at the very least. Yeah, oh no, yeah. No, yeah, that's the technical term. I thought he was going to get in range of his teammates who might be able to help him out a little, but no such luck.
Well, I thought he'd get out of the range of the Sentry and fade, but maybe Glimmer just ran out when the last order was about to land.
I think it had run out, and then also, the Venno being, of course, dead there means that he couldn't exactly force off into the waiting arms of a mech. So, a little unfortunate there. We're gonna have BKB up soon on this Magnus, and while the Winter's Curse still works through BKB, of course you don't attack your allies, so it's not good AoE lockdown. I wouldn't be surprised if Phantom Assassin goes 1-2, although she, like an Ember, loves to build Gloss Cannon.
I think with this Aegis, she doesn't have to buy a BKB for the next fight. Maybe she could look to sell a Keeler and get something else. I'm not too sure what she'd go for. They're actually going to be able to kill the Ember here. Never mind, he realizes the team was scouting them out with the smoke, so whiffed gank attempt, but it's also a whiffed smoke from Leviathan. I guess you could say it's not whiffed because I saved their Ember.
Really quick on the draw. So yeah, saving the Ember probably worth the 100 gold you have to use for the smoke, although it does put Leviathan in a place where they are waiting 7 more minutes for the next smoke, while Archon has one up, although probably a while on their next ones respawning as well. And Deo, again, because of that Aegis, he's fine with front sieging. They might just take another Rax here if they're not careful on the lineup of Leviathan, and they are under-leveled, under-farmed in comparison.
They have to play this defense really well. They basically just need the creep.
Oh, we have the snowball coming in, and it looks like Jenkins gonna go down. He takes a frost blast to the face, and now they have gotten rid of the clock, the initiation. While Ember Spirit is destroying a tower, as does Storm Spirit. Maybe this is too little too late. Ember Spirit's still trying to push. Is he gonna finally come back? It looks like the storm is. There is a... Again?
I'm going to guess.
Yeah. Oh goodness, we've got a Storm Spirit zap in. Can they do anything to Jo here? I don't know. It doesn't look like it. And looks like Francis doesn't really want to fight here, so Jo working on the creep wave, and yeah, what are you gonna guess about the LP as we slowly watch the racks fall?
I think he was like all the way back here, so he probably told his teammate to force him, then he would blink and force for RP, or force and then blink, but that just didn't quite work out. That's the only way you get that much range.
Now, while they're
it
losing...
It really doesn't matter.
They're losing their racks, but Shibi is actually working on the racks up top as well, and yeah, he got a ranged racks, which I think is a really good trade considering how far behind they are. He's working on the melee, I don't think he'll get it. He remnants away. It is slow, you can see the slow remnant move speed because of the buffs, and can Monkeys forever get in range for the RP that is on cooldown? I don't think so. So, in the meantime, we have fights on bottom. Oh goodness, it looks like all of the rest of Leviathan are going down. He pops the dust, but it's not going to be enough. Jo just rips them apart. And Shibi is back home too little too late. And now going on Francis. One more auto attack would have done it, but Jo doesn't get the lucky bashes, does get the lucky crits.
That's just Leviathan playing really sloppy on the defense, letting their clock get caught out. He had no buyback. standing way too far off.
Yeah. And feeling like this team fight that they took here, maybe feeling good because some folks had TP'd back to deal with Ember, but you were still not in the position where you can fight against them easily, so... Way too much
This PA
damage.
can pretty much 1v4 at this point. I don't think he's going to be able to kill the Storm on his own, but he can kill the rest.
Yeah.
Especially with Satanic, he has to sustain to be able to go for multiple heroes.
And they're picking up Lotus Orb, so now it's getting harder to use that static pull. It's getting harder to use that that Winter's Curse and so on. Laguna Blade, you gotta be careful about where you land those spells. And they're just going for the final tier 2 and probably to end the game for Archon.
They still have the Aegis for enough time to be able to go for this.
They could definitely get the tier 2. It's gonna not have it for the high ground siege, but I don't know if they care at this point, honestly, if you're Archon. Jo is huge. Jo is 8,000 net worth ahead of the Storm Spirit, you know? And, sorry, 6,000 maths. And he is just knocking out a Storm. Like, he has a full item over Francis, and that Abyssal doing work. And there we go. There's gonna be...
He needs to, like, go and cut the creep wave. This is the only way this works.
They see him, though.
He's obviously too scared because of the amount of lockdown coming out, which is understandable, but I don't think if this wave hits a base, they can win the game.
And he has Lotus Orb Gaming. You're going to be seeing Jo. He's going to just stand up there. His Aegis is actually going to expire soon. They try to hookshot onto the back lines, completely miss. And now Jo, they're full stuffing him back. They're very cognizant of this Aegis timing. It is going to expire. We will see it go down very short. Yeah, it is reclaimed, and they know. They can still slow siege this pretty easily, though. It feels like you pop the Lotus Orb up on him. It has about a third uptime, and it is a strong all spell. So they will be...
They just need to wait for the other lanes to push in, and then they can jump.
Yeah. They can even just Venos slow siege with Woods. Like, they have a lot of options on Archon.
This ward helps out a lot, but I think if Archon sees a chance to go with an RP or just for Tusk, and they can actually initiate the fight, it's their way of ending this game now.
Yeah.
Leviathan can't get caught out, and they just have to do what they're doing now. But it's hard.
Jo is up there again. He takes a light strike array to the face, but he doesn't even care. Reduced damage. He blinks away. And, yeah, they're actually trying to set up on the sidelines, but it wasn't soon enough. They hookshot in, but where is the rest of Leviathan? He isolates monkeys forever, but no follow-up. The Arctic Bone is down. They're not going to be able to get off this big Winter's Curse from years away. Oh... Seems like Leviathan blew that ult a little too soon. It's
a nice attempt, though. They could find the backlines. It's their best hope, right? I still don't think it's enough, but...
I mean, they need, I think, Jo to not only to make a mistake, but to, like, stand in the hookshot and Searing Flames and other stuff for him to go down.
I'm pretty sure he needs to be here for, like, 20 seconds with very bad RNG, and he still might not die.
Yeah. He also needs to be the full duration of, like, Electric Vortex. This is rough. Takes a light strike array.
Now, so time to end the game.
Yeah, and let's see how big the crits we can get here are. We're going to be seeing some nice little D-push, but Jo is ready, as we can see, starting to work on it. Hitting creeps. Cogs delaying everything. That's a 2,000 crit there. See if we can get one bigger. Veno Ward's doing some good work, and now, yeah, Jo... Oh, he's actually Searing Chains off of there. He can't quite go in, but now he should be able to. Dodges the light strike array. We've got to jump in on Francis, but there's not going to be enough, and oh, Josh Jenkins goes in onto Jo, manages to push him backwards, but there is the RP skewered back into their team. Lich ulti's bouncing everywhere. Ice shards as well, and the snowball, and that is beautiful. Jenkins is going to go down, and now goodbye, Newsham, and that is the end of game 1. So...
Jo literally did no damage that fight. That was all Lich ulti.
Yeah, no, that was the RP Lich ulti combo doing a lot of good work. I think Leviathan just being overrun that game, maybe partly on the draft, it didn't feel like they won any of their lanes.
I feel like the draft was fine. They picked what they wanted to do, and they had a way of dealing with Archon, but the X factor this game was Fluff's early game rotations. He won them the game in the first 10 minutes. They had such a strong lead just because of his early moves, and he made all his lanes win just by playing Tusk.
Yeah, so really well played from Fluff and Stuff, maybe our MVP. Yeah, I can be okay with that. Either way, we're going to be getting you guys into a game 2 right quick. Let's see if Leviathan can win this next one, bring us back to a game, bring us to a game 3, and Yeah, I think this is Archon's first match in the group stages. I'll double check that for you. In this moment, we're going to have a word from our sponsors, but before that, I'm Llama Down Under. I've been joined by PQMZ. We'd love to get better at casting, and we will take that feedback on Llama Down Under, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. PQMZ doesn't have the social media yet, so feel free to send me your feedback about him as well. Hoping to see you next time. Here are our names, and we'll be going to that game too right quick after the Starladder ads that we'd like to play. Peace out, folks.